everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle and today I'm going to be reviewing two books and this is a little different, but because the series has 4 books in it, I decided that I would review 2 for you guys in one video. So we have the first book from the series, and the series is called The Forbidden Library in case you don't know. And this is the second book of the series, which is called The Mad Apprentice, and both of these are by Django Wexler. And before I say anything about what each of the books are about, I just want to say that Django Wexler did a really good job of writing both of these books. And for the first book, I think my rating would probably be an 8 out of 10. It is a little detailed, a little over-detailed, which you kind of have to pay a lot of attention to if you really want to know everything and anything about Alice. And I think that the author did a great job with the setting in the second book, which is why I think I'm going to give this one a 10 out of 10. So the first book, let's just start off with talking a little bit about the series. So we have the main character, and her name is Alice, and in the first book, her father passes on a ship and she doesn't know what happened to him, and she is soon passed over to her uncle, Gurion, and she hates his house because it's like really weird and haunted, and these servants appear out of nowhere and clean her room, and she doesn't even get to see them. So this weird life is really confusing for her because she's also starting to see that there's something that's up with this house, and she's starting to see some magical things that you don't really see back from where she comes from. So Gurion's house estate is located in Pittsburgh, where Alice faces problems with Mr. Black, who she really doesn't really like because of his smile and how evil and how rude he is towards her, because she knows that he doesn't have good intentions, and he also overheard him talking to a fairy that her father talked to as well. So she knows that Mr. Black is plotting something in this book. And so yeah, that's a little bit of background information on what happens in the first book. And Alice is a very curious girl. She is always like put to her work. She's focused and she always wants to just like get it over with, and she's so curious to like learn more, and I think that's great. And I think that that sort of personality was really needed for what she was about to find out. And what she was about to find out was that Gurion was a reader. Now this is a little confusing, but Gurion has a library right next to his estate, and in that library there are many books, okay? There's millions of them, and these books open up a new world. So actually, what I didn't mention was that on the front cover of the first book it says, "Books open new worlds, especially for Alice." So these books look like gibberish to any normal person that is not a reader. However, when Alice reads this book, she's able to untangle these words and see what they actually read out to, or what they're actually written out to be. And these books open up new worlds, just like the front cover says, and she ends up in a new world, and she has to defeat some sort of creature and make it submit to her. And basically what that means is making the creature give up, so that she has like a string that she can pull and bring the creature back into presence so that she can make it fight for her or defend her. Now that is a little confusing, but I'm sure if you read the book then you will definitely understand a lot better. So that is a little bit about the first book, and yeah, and there's also another boy on this cover, which his name is Isaac, and Isaac and Alice are both going to be the main characters that are highlighted in the first book. So now to talk a little bit about the second book. Now that you guys know a little bit of background information on the series, I think that the second book will make a lot more sense to you guys. And the second book was definitely a little easier to read. I absolutely loved the setting in the second book. It was so cool. The cover is definitely a great description of, or not a description, it's like a great it's a great way of expressing what the book's landscape looks like. And I think that is actually really cool because there's all of these sorts of bridges, and it's a totally different setting from Gurion's estate, which brings some new flavor into the series. And Alice and Isaac is included in this book again, and there is not only Alice and Isaac, which Isaac is a reader in case I didn't mention that, which I don't think I did. But this time there are also 4 other readers. So we have Ellen, we have Garrett, Garrett is a bossy one, and we have Dex, and we have Shorana. So Garrett is a bossy one, just like I said. He wants to he wants to be the leader, he wants to lead the group, and he thinks that whatever he says is right, which is kind of selfish, yeah. And in this book something happens to Garrett, so make sure you read it to find out. And again, Alice is Alice. Isaac, I never mentioned what Isaac was like. Isaac is a little closed up. He doesn't really open up as much as he should, and in this book he kind of ignores Alice, which Alice is a little disappointed, but Alice ought to be the one who is supposed to be mad at Isaac, which I'm not going to spill the reasons why. You have to read the first book to find out why. But and Ellen is like content to following whatever Garrett says. So Ellen is just like, you know, kind of a follower. She's not really a leader, even though she tries standing by Garrett's side and giving out instructions. You can tell she's definitely not as selfish or bossy as Garrett is. And Dex is a very strong person. She is determined, she has confidence, and she's definitely not one of those people who will like step down immediately, and she is always there to give Alice some pep talk, which you will notice a lot in the next book in this series. And finally we have Shorana. So Shorana in this book, she's like very quiet, she's shy, she doesn't really know how to trust Alice and all of these other readers. And I think that this book was just like great, not only highlighting friendship, not only hiding, you know, sorry, this book almost slipped out of my hands. Not only highlighting friendship, not only highlighting how to work together, and not only highlighting how to just like, you know, how to stay persistent throughout everything, and how you should never give up, and how you should always be there to help someone. And I think that Dex and Shorana really helped Alice in this book. Dex is definitely one of my favorite characters. I just want to point that out. And we all need a Dex in our life, honestly. But yeah, that is my review on these 2 books, and as you guys know, I have a sneak peek to my book reviews where I show you guys what the next book I'm going to be reviewing looks like, which in this case, I'm going to be reviewing the last 2 books of this series. So we have The Palace of Glass, which is the 3rd book of the series, and we have the last book of the series, which is called The Fall of the Readers. If you guys want to get any of these books, make sure you check out the description box below. I will leave the links down below for Amazon, Google Books, and Barnes & Nobles. I love you guys so much. I post every Sunday, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and that like button. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!